As we reported earlier, German officials say they broke up a right-wing extremist plot to overthrow the government. More than 3,000 police officers carried out 130 raids across the country Wednesday. Authorities in Austria and Italy also detained suspects in connection to the plot. At least 25 people are now being held, including the alleged ringleader. Prosecutors say the suspects plan to storm Germany's parliament and launch a violent coup. For more on this, I'm joined by Liana Fix. She's a fellow for Europe at the Council on Foreign Relations. Liana, how dangerous was this plot? How big a deal was this plot?
This plot demonstrates quite clearly that most people might think of Germany as an oasis of political stability, but right-wing extremism has been on the rise in Germany. The number of those so-called Reichscitizens who deny the existence of the German state has doubled in the last 5 years, from 10,000 to now 20,000. And some of these are violent and are willing to conduct terrorist attacks and to overthrow the government. So it is a warning signal that extremism has also been on the rise in Germany.
Obviously, Germany has unique history with extremism. Can you put the rise of right-wing extremism in context, in that historical context, in terms of both its appeal to those who might want to go that way, and then also the sensitivity of officials for being able to root out extremism wherever they see it?
Absolutely. It is the history of the Second World War which makes Germany and German officials particularly sensitive to right-wing extremism. What we see in this group and in this plot is a curious mix of very different conspiracy theories that come together with traditional neo-Nazi right-wing ideology. So we have corona deniers in this group. We have one former representative of the Alternative for Germany, that's the right-wing party in Germany. But we also have members who were inspired by QAnon ideology. So it is a mixture of movements that we have seen in the last 5, 6, 7 years that have come to prominence amid crises in Europe that have created this mixture, this cocktail of violent extremism that the German authorities have tried to break up today.
I'm so interested in that cocktail you described, because, as you say, some of these forces are taking place all across Europe, and this arrest, of course, showed that. Can you walk me through what you think some of the component parts of that cocktail are that causes this kind of extremism?
Yes, it's certainly the first roots of that started in 2015 when we had a migration crisis in Germany. Then we had the corona pandemic, which brought together those who were close to the right-wing party in Germany, to the Alternative for Germany, who were against immigration, with corona deniers. And then we have this ideology that says that Germany ceased to exist after the Second World War, that the modern Germany, the Federal Republic of Germany, is not the Germany that has the legitimacy to exist on the international stage. And while this may sound crude, it is this sort of crudeness and this confused conspiracy theories which make in this cocktail a dangerous mixture. And we see that especially in Germany, this has in the last years become more prominent, and that authorities have placed a bigger emphasis on cracking down on these networks.
In Italy, in France, and even in the United States, some of these this far-right cocktail that you mentioned has attached to a charismatic leader. Do you think that's possible in Germany, or because of Germany's history, do you think that officials will work harder to reject it and that it's harder for anybody to find a way to rise in life by associating themselves even loosely to these kinds of forces?
We don't yet see this kind of leader emerge in Germany. The right-wing party that is in parliament in Germany, the Alternative for Germany, has a lot of infighting. There's not one figure that emerges. And if we look at the current plot, we see that a 71-year-old aristocrat was meant to become the leader of an interim government in Germany who was supposed to have negotiations with Russia. So that is not something which will appeal to the broad masses because it seems so fringe and so in the area of conspiracy theories. But within the political spectrum, we do see different groups, but we do not see one united group which might present one leader that appeals to more parts of the population.
Liana Fix, thank you so much for explaining that to all of us. We appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you.